Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back for another United Daily Live, the place where we bring you the latest Manchester United news, headlines, transfer rumours, all that good stuff in one place. We're here every single night at 10:30 p.m. UK time, so make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and hitting that little bell as well for the notifications so that you can join us every single night live. And of course, we're live as well whenever there is any breaking news. Of course, we had the upload earlier of the Manchester United Copenhagen preview. So when we're done here, if you haven't seen that yet, go and check that out. But today we are looking at Jadon Sancho updates. I say updates. Not really much news. And by news, I mean news stories out there in relation to Jadon Sancho. But we'll look at what is out there as the British press report that Sancho expects a move to Manchester United. But Sky Sports report the clubs are in a stalemate and locked in negotiations over that transfer fee. Also, more reports in relation to the Reds listening to offers potentially for Jesse Lingard. Diogo Dalot and Victor Lindelof are back in training with Manchester United. Werder Bremen have confirmed that Tahith Chong is a potential loan player for them, and talks are ongoing with Manchester United. And also, Manchester United have decided to keep all their under-19 players on their books. As you usually see this time of year, plenty of players are released by different academies and allowed to move on elsewhere. Obviously, in this precarious time, with clubs not looking to sign players, things like that, Manchester United have decided to keep all their under-19 players at the club. There's obviously a few players that did want to leave or had other moves lined up elsewhere, and they left and got those moves. But those that would have been affected and would have maybe been out of contract or been looking for contracts elsewhere have been granted that extension by Manchester United, which is another good move by the club in this coronavirus period. The date today is, of course, the 8th of August. The deadline that Borussia Dortmund have apparently set is the 10th of August. That's when they travel out for their pre-season summer camp ahead of their new season. And they want that deal apparently for Jadon Sancho done. But it's the 8th today. And on this day, we'll have a little bit of on this day. On this day in 1995, so Tuesday, 8th of August 1995, Eric Cantona hands in a transfer request with 2 months to serve of his 8-month ban for his kung fu kick on Crystal Palace fan Matthew Simmons. There had been speculation the Man United Maverick wanted to cut his ties with English football at the end of his suspension. 2 days later, he withdraws his request after a meeting with Sir Alex Ferguson in Paris. That meeting with Sir Alex Ferguson in Paris being key to keeping Eric Cantona at Manchester United. Obviously, he went on to retire a few years later, but helped us win the double after Fergie convinced him to stay at Manchester United. And what a season that was with King Eric Cantona returning from that ban and helping United onto a double. So on this day, Eric Cantona handed in a transfer request, which was then withdrew. Who remembers that? Anyone as old as me that was around at those times, or are you all youngsters in there? Let us know what you think of that news. And obviously, Eric Cantona kicking racism out of football with that kick on Matthew Simmons, the Crystal Palace fan. Anyway, a few of you are saying Sancho is in London. Adam, if you have Snapchat, I don't have Snapchat, but I do have Instagram. And I checked out, was it Bouncer from Play Dirty's Instagram story? And obviously, Jadon Sancho is with the guys from Play Dirty. I think I saw Krept and Conan in the video as well. Looks like he's at like a little barbecue or a little get together in London at this time. And it's weird timing for Jadon Sancho to be seen in London. We know that he occasionally travels back to London. He's got family in the capital, and he returns whenever he's got a day or two off from Borussia Dortmund. But with Borussia Dortmund set to fly out for pre-season training on Monday, the 10th of August, it's a little bit of a strange one, especially at this time with coronavirus. Now look, if he was given the day off and he could just, or 2 days off before they leave on Monday, then you can understand him flying in and out of London to see friends. But when you got to get tested for coronavirus, this, that and the other, and all those kind of things, it is a little bit of a strange one. But not reading too much into that. What we are looking at today are the reports of Jadon Sancho expecting a move, and maybe that lines up with him being in London. The Mirror reports Jadon Sancho expects a move to Manchester United. And this comes after the Sky Sports earlier on today. Let me bring up Sky Sports reports on this. They said Manchester United's move for Jadon Sancho has hit a snag, with Borussia Dortmund refusing to lower their £108 million valuation and wanting £90 million up front. United are considering alternatives as they consider Dortmund's price too high in the current market. Now, Fabrizio Romano has constantly been tweeting people back saying talks are still ongoing, the negotiations are still going on. The player has agreed terms with a deal with Manchester United and his agent's happy with that, and as soon as a fee is accepted, this move can happen. But Sky Sports are saying United have hit a snag in the negotiations with Borussia Dortmund and we can't get a fee agreed at this moment in time. We don't want to give that much money up front. I don't think Manchester United would mind paying €120 million, £108 million for the player. Our world record fee 4 years ago today, Paul Pogba was announced, by the way, but our world record fee was 4 years ago for Paul Pogba, £89 million. 4 years on for a player that's got 20 goals, 20 assists, 20 years old, English talent, going to come in, play in the first team, number 7 shirt. You know, I don't think the club would be against breaking the United's record fee, for a player on Jadon Sancho. It's the structure of that deal. Ollie's going to want to do more business in this transfer window. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was pushing for the negotiations as well a little bit, saying, you know, actually we want to save some money here so that we can invest more in this window, and maybe it comes out of our transfer budgets in the next 2 transfer windows or 3 transfer windows. So United are locked in negotiations with Borussia Dortmund. That is where we are. There's no further updates apart from Jadon Sancho being in London. There's nothing else to report in terms of this move to Manchester United from Borussia Dortmund. Fabrizio Romano is just constantly saying nothing's changed. The deal agreed with his agent and the player. No deal yet agreed with Borussia Dortmund. The club are in negotiations. I think it's clear Borussia Dortmund want to sell Jadon Sancho. I think it's quite clear that Bild were earlier reporting that Borussia Dortmund were going to offer Jadon Sancho a pay increase and a new contract. Now those reports came around in March and April in relation to Jadon Sancho signing a new deal. Now if he was going to sign a new deal at Borussia Dortmund, I think that deal would have been signed already. And if he wants to leave Borussia Dortmund, signing a deal isn't going to help you get out of the club any quicker unless it's got a cheaper release clause on it. So I can't see the news or the rumours being true in terms of him signing a new deal at Borussia Dortmund. The only way I could see that happening is if they held off until the end of the transfer window, he was forced to stay at Borussia Dortmund, and then he just, you know, as compensation took a higher pay packet with the promise of leaving next transfer window. I can't see him looking to accept a contract while the transfer window is open. He's going to be hoping that a move can happen and Manchester United can agree a fee with Borussia Dortmund. That's all we're looking at the moment. And I think this is going to go the same way as Harry Maguire, the same way as Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That it's just going to keep todding along until Manchester United finally agree to pay the €120 million, the £108 million. They're going to want to say, well, we paid £70-80 million up front. They can present it as a victory in the British press. Dortmund are going to get their €120 million. However that comes in, whether it's coming in you know, small payments here and there or whatever, if it's bonuses and all that, they're going to want to present that we got a big fee for him. Even in this pandemic, we got a massive fee for him. So both clubs are going to want to present themselves as the winner in these negotiations for the player. And therefore, us as fans, the player, everybody, we're just going to have to be patient. We're hearing Sancho expects. But I believe now, these are just newspapers just adding stuff now. You know, Bild coming out with the contract offers. You know, Sky Sports coming out with this today. Mirror coming out with Sancho expects. There's nothing new in any of these things. From what we heard last week, a week ago, that United were in negotiations. Sancho had agreed wages with the club. Now we just have to wait and see if United can get that deal over the line. I expect they will. It's just going to be a matter of time. So let's wait and see how this one goes. Anil says, if we don't get Sancho, the banter will be peak, and I agree with you as well. If we don't get him, I'm fully expecting him to join Manchester United. So if we didn't get him, it would be a little bit embarrassing, as quotes of me saying everywhere that he's going to be a Man United player, because I just feel confident that it's going to happen. But I've been wrong about things before. I didn't think that United were going to sign Pogba at the time we signed him. I've got notifications through the Stretford Paddock account for Fabrizio Romano, so no one can fool me with those check his Twitter account kind of things, because whenever he tweets or retweets, I'll see it come up on my phone, and I've got that here for all the headlines. I've also got the comments here as well, so I can see you guys in the comments there. Make sure you're keeping your comments coming in, your super chats, your likes, your comments, your shares, all that good stuff as well. Get clicking that join button if you can. We're on 110 members at this moment in time. We've got a few new videos coming up for members. We've got the exclusive video, and we've got a live member stream coming up soon, which I'll announce the time for in the next week. So get joining AdamMcKola TV if you can. We're trying to hit 200 members. Can we do that soon? Get clicking that join button. It's a 9 out of 10 for Sancho at the moment for me, says Ross, and that's what I've been scoring this deal on the rumourator for Jadon Sancho. A 9 out of 10. I think it's going to happen, but we just have to be patient, and hopefully it comes soon. Niniko says, I honestly think that United needs to seriously work on its turnaround time regarding transfers. We're too slow in getting them over the line. I agree, but I also think if you're talking about Sancho, it's a bit unfair to use it in this regard. Like, look at Chelsea, they're still discussing Kai Havertz deal. That one's dragging on. No one says that one's dragging on because we don't get hourly updates from newspapers and Twitter and all these kind of things over those deals, because no one really cares about them. With Manchester United, we constantly get updates, we constantly get news, we constantly get these different tweets, we constantly get, all these different bits of information. Whereas these are multi-million pound deals, 120 million euros. It's a massive deal for United. And look, I think we're going to get Jadon Sancho. So if we're just trying to get the best deal for the club in terms of how much budget's spent now, and it takes us a week longer, he's not going to be able to play in the Europa League. So I'd love it to be done already, and I'd love it to be done in the next day or two. But realistically as well, you've got to expect these things to take a little bit of time. The thing that I hate about United is we can't work on numerous deals at once, it seems. Like, it's always one at a time. We don't seem to be able to make deals happen simultaneously. Like, look, last summer we worked on Wan-Bissaka separately, Maguire, then Daniel James. Like, it was all over the place. It weren't. We need to get better at making multiple deals happen at once. But these things are big deals, and you're just going to have to wait for them to get over the line eventually. Hopefully they will. It looks like, United are going in for players that they know they'll get now. We're not hanging around for Paulo Dybala and hoping that he accepts United. We're not waiting around for all these kind of players and, hoping on the off chance that they accept the move to United. We're going for players that we know want to join the club. Sancho, he wants to join United. He's agreed terms. So now it's a case of getting that deal done. Maguire wanted to join. Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, Odion Igalo. These are all players that wanted to join the club. And anybody that hasn't wanted to be here has gone ultimately. So you've got to prepare to be a little bit patient, I think, with this deal. Every deal we do, every club adds more money, so we have to make a bit of a stand as a club, says Mark, and it does look like United are trying to do that at this moment in time. Yeah, I've seen K-Trap's story as well. I've seen all them stories with Jadon Sancho. He's in London, we know that, but at this moment in time there's no further updates on whether Manchester United have got that deal agreed with Borussia Dortmund. All we are hearing in the British press is that Jadon expects the move. Now, Koulibaly had a nightmare today, I believe, up against Barcelona. That can happen to anyone, I guess, when Lionel Messi's in the team. But the report from the Express today is Chelsea back to make move for Man United and Man City transfer target to solve problem. And this is about Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, Man United's name being used in that. we are not after Kalidou Koulibaly. We will not be signing Kalidou Koulibaly. He's going to cost minimum 60-70 million pounds. And that performance today might have taken a bit of money off his deal. But I don't believe Manchester United will be after Koulibaly. So don't read into any of the rumours in regards to that. Owen Hargreaves has been speaking today about Thiago Alcantara, which has seen a few links between, Man United and Thiago Alcantara. He's going to Liverpool by the looks of things, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen for us. Another funny update on Jadon Sancho. Check this one out. Jadon Sancho joins the Man United WhatsApp group. I have no doubt he's in a WhatsApp group or chats to Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford, those kind of guys on a regular basis. The guys that his teammates with at England, Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka maybe. I have no doubt that he talks to all these guys. He's not going to just get their number once they become teammates. A lot of them he plays with for England. So again, more daft stories just to create clicks and likes and shares around the Jadon Sancho. Mabs, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. Thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate your support. We are now on 111, 89 from 200. Can we hit 200 by the end of August? A little bit of a long shot, but maybe we could do it, get to 150 or something. But welcome to Mabs, and thank you for joining AdamMcKola TV. Let's see what else is out there in regards to Manchester United. Jesse Lingard has been again linked with a move away from the club, but it looks like it's the Guardian report by Jamie Jackson, which was that United would listen to offers for him, which has been rehashed and regurgitated by a few of the stories. So it doesn't look like another thing that's come out. Do you know what I mean? So it's old news rehashed again by the looks of things. We've got some quotes as well from Solskjaer, which have just come through thanks to United report, and he's saying, "I am ambitious, and one of my dreams is to lift the trophy as a manager for this club. That would be the proudest moment of my life. I owe my football career to this club. To lift the trophy as a manager would be the biggest achievement in my career. Winning trophies makes you think, I want more of this. It also means more dedication and more focus because it makes you think, this is what I wanted. Some players may rest on their laurels once they have won something, but looking at this group, it would mean that what we're doing now is working. It's all in their hands. They know they're at Man United and know we have the resources to build. We put a plan together as a club 18 months ago when I sat down with Ed Woodward, and it wasn't going to be a quick fix. We want to build. We've been to the semi-finals of the League Cup, the FA Cup, and the next step is to get past that." On Martial and Rashford, he says there's no battle between them. You see how Anthony and Marcus play together. They are always willing to give each other the gift of an open goal. For me, there can never be a battle between players within a team. We have one common cause to win. If I ever sense players playing for themselves, their own accolades and personal awards, I won't have them in the team. It's that simple. I don't want egos. It can't be about one player thinking he's going to score more goals than someone else. If you win as a team, it doesn't matter. If you have scored 15 goals or 30, it only matters that you have contributed. I am looking forward to working with Pogba, getting him back on the score sheet and scoring more goals. Of course, we want to see him get into the box and get those goals, and we have seen him do it so many times before. And those are some quotes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ahead of the game against Copenhagen, and how proud he would be to lift the trophy for Manchester United. And to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer lift the trophy for Manchester United, I'm sure there'd be many, many tears from many, many Manchester United fans. We've got over 1,200 people in the house. Can we get 500 likes? Get clicking that like button right about now, guys. Get clicking it. Yes, we know Jadon Sancho is in England right now. Jadon Sancho is in England, we know, but that doesn't mean anything's done just yet. It could be a good sign. It might not be a good sign. He regularly returns from Germany to London to meet family. Now it's a weird one because of the timing. Dortmund are set to leave for pre-season training on Monday. That was the apparent deadline that they'd given United to make a deal happen. And now Jadon Sancho is seen in London tonight. Now it's Saturday night. He could easily fly back to Germany tomorrow morning. Be ready for flying out to pre-season training on Monday. So we can't read too much into it. But it could be something to think about. It could be. See the Kai Havertz one. There's been another update on that to Chelsea from Mohamed Bouhafsi. 5-year provisional contract agreement reached. Talks ongoing between Leverkusen and Chelsea. London club is optimistic. Believe key to closing the deal in the coming days is through agreeing a staggered payment structure. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Chelsea have agreed a 5-year deal with the player. Talks ongoing between the two clubs. London club's optimistic. Key to closing the deal is a structured payment, staggered payment. Sounds exactly like the United deal. And that's exactly how these things will work. They'll take a little bit of time. They'll take a while for them to get over the line. But when they do, United will have one of the best front threes in Europe. And one of the best attacking lineups in Europe. When you consider the age, the potential, the ceiling, how high these players could go. Rashford, Marshall, Sancho, Greenwood. It's exciting times for Man United fans. Get hitting that like button. Get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, get joining. Get your super chats in if you can. Those have been some news articles on Manchester United. Let's get some more. Let me see what else is out there. Thoughts on Pirlo taking up the manager's job? Yeah, for you guys that don't know, Maurizio Sarri was sacked today by Juventus. Not that it means much for Man United, but he was sacked today by Juventus, and they have appointed. I can't believe it myself. Andre Pirlo as their new manager. He had just been appointed a week ago as their under-23s boss, and now he's already been promoted to first team manager. Not bad for Some. Absolutely no experience whatsoever, no qualifications whatsoever really. I think he's just got his badge or something like that. It's an incredible appointment, but he's obviously a Juventus legend. Could work out for them, or he could end up being sacked. Many people expected them to target someone like Pochettino. Inzaghi was also in line, but they've gone for someone that knows the club in Andre Pirlo. Maybe it's a short-term appointment, and they plan on getting, because you know they've been after Pep Guardiola for a while, haven't they? And things like that. So maybe they're hoping to bring him in further down the line. But it looks like it's going to be Andre Pirlo, who's Gianluigi Buffon is older than Pirlo. He's probably going to become part of his coaching staff, I imagine. Ronaldo's probably going to be the manager. I don't know what's going on, but that's what's happening at Italy with Juventus. We need Van der Beek and Gabriel, says Manu. We need reinforcements in centre half and CDM. I agree. I think we'll get maybe a centre-back this summer, and we'll have to wait for the central defensive midfielder next summer. It looks like that's going to be Ollie's priorities. I mean, in them quotes that we read out earlier from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he spoke about 18 months ago sitting down with Ed Woodward and saying, this is what I want to do. And now we're seeing maybe that paying off, you know, bringing in Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba's there, Rashford, Marshall, potentially signing up someone like Jadon Sancho. I imagine he wanted Jadon Sancho from last year. You know, he was linked with the club an awful lot last year. And now we've managed to sign him. Well, we've not managed to sign him, but now if we can manage to sign him in this summer, huge move for United. And we start to see one more step closer. We still need to bring in a few more players. I believe if we do sign Jadon Sancho, we won't be making, you know, a massive more amount of deals after that, especially monetary-wise. I think we could see maybe one or two more, depending who goes out. But that's going to be the biggest deal that we make, that's for sure. Anil, thank you for the super chat. Says we're going to win the league. Head up my United King. Sancho is coming. Don't stress. I feel quietly confident that Jadon Sancho is coming to Man United, to be fair. I say quietly confident. I say it every day on AdamMcKola TV. But I am confident that it will be coming to Manchester United. Tahith Chung may be going in the opposite direction, joining a German club from Manchester United. He's been linked with a move to Werder Bremen on loan, a season-long loan, and they have confirmed that the talks are ongoing with the club as well, but there's still a little bit to get done before the deal is did. Reza says if we get Sancho and possibly Grealish, we won't need a centre-back. We'll just outscore everybody. Regatal says, I do hate that mentality at clubs like Juve, Real and Barca. Manager in, out, shake it all about. I hate that too, but we've been guilty of it as well recently, haven't we? 6-7 years we've had 4 managers, 5 managers if you include Giggsy. We've had an awful lot of managers as well. But I hate that as well. So it's nice to have a little bit when you're settled and you got a manager and you like him really. But that means the manager's got to be successful. That's how ruthless football is these days. I'm not surprised that Maurizio Sarri got sacked. I don't think Juventus looked great, to be honest. I know we won the league and it's unfair, but they just don't look great. They don't look great at all. Confident and challenging for the title, says Mohammed. If we get the right signings. So let's wait and see who we sign first before we start talking about that. How you doing, Shinas? Thank you for joining us. Chelsea sat managers to want to win the league. Score on Monday night, says David. I have predicted 3-0 before, but the prediction and the preview, the predicted 11 and all that stuff is already up if you want to go and check it out after we're finished here. We'll be done here in a couple of minutes, so if you want to go and check that out, head over to the channel once we are finished here. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing as well, guys, because of course, you know, we've got this show on every single night at 10:30 p.m. I got distracted by another super chat. Dean Wahid says we are getting to the Europa League final. If so, who against? Come on then, let's do a little prediction of the Europa League. So, the Europa League, the last 8 is United against Copenhagen. I think United are going to win. Then we got Wolves, Sevilla. I think Sevilla are going to win. Then you got Inter against Leverkusen. I know Inter are the favourites, and it wouldn't surprise me if Inter won. But I've got a funny feeling for Leverkusen for this game. And then we got Basel against Shakhtar. I think Shakhtar will win. So we'll see semi-finals of Sevilla, Man United, Shakhtar and Leverkusen. You'll see a final of Man United against Leverkusen. And United will win it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. Sean thinks we'll have Inter, as does G1 West, as does Regatal, as does Ross Murphy. A lot of people think we're going to get Inter. I fancy Leverkusen to knock them out. I don't know why. Just got a funny feeling they might do it. Funny feeling. Abdi Wahab's been under a rock for I don't know how long, a month or so. Says what's happened to full-time Devils. Devils is still alive. It's just got a new name. And me and Steve and Jay and Joe own it and run it. And we've got daily content 2-3 times a day. Videos are up. The quality is better. We're having a lot more fun making the videos. And you can go check them out. The link's in the description below. And then this is my channel, where we have United Daily Live. We have regular rumour raters every week, weekly United, master debaters are going to be back soon, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check in all those videos out. Hornby reckons Leverkusen's going to do it as well. And Hamza's saying still, he's in London. Yes, Jadon Sancho is in London, but there's no news yet on whether he is a Manchester United player or any closer to being a Manchester United player from what we heard last week. And what we heard last week was terms are agreed, 250k deal up until 2025, and that's 250k a week till 2025. The players agreed terms on a contract with the club. United are now in negotiations over a potential 108 million pound deal for Jadon Sancho, but are discussing the structure and the payments that would be involved in that deal. So we just gotta wait now. So keep it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you're coming back tomorrow for more videos. We'll have weekly United up for you tomorrow, and we'll also have United Daily Live in the evening. But until then, I've been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm out of here.